Hello, hello, good people of the world of Hold. Tonight, as often these recent days, we are looking at a multiplayer duel between Seasand on Discord, here named Charles, playing Assyria, apparently founded champion. I didn't see the first part of this game, this is part 2. Hunters and patrons, planning for some wonders, interestingly. It seems there's already been a bit of fighting in the middle of the map. Spears against axes. Not ideal. We'll see. Oh, and a lot of Scythians, so there's a lot of value in spears as well, and some goals. So a few tribes. And Cycle4x has opted to play Carthage, founding riders first, then statesmen and traders in some order. Quite a bit of tribal recruitment happened, it seems, but also quite a bit of true unit training. We see a few warriors, spearmen scattered on there, slinger, and closer to the front, a pair of axemen, 2 slingers, a warrior, and a lone. I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, this looks like an African elephant as opposed to a war elephant. I just wanted to check. Alright, I'll be confused in German, so I apologize if I take longer, which, well, will be inevitable at this point. Reading tooltips and pathing through the UI. But here we are. 35 research to 37, so they look to be neck and neck on some of the comparisons anyway. Military strength is very comparable. Carthage had an early lead, but sorry, communicating with the player. Alright, a little bit of administration there. So military score is quite comparable. Some of an early lead by, well, very early the champion seat made its work on the Assyria, then tribe recruitment, I assume, and some spike in production on Carthage, but that has normalized after, I imagine, a bit of combat at the end of last session. Territory is very comparable. In terms of resource production, Science is well neck and neck with a short advantage for Assyria a bit earlier. Order production, yeah, very close. It looks like a very close game in most measures. Carthage is wealthier, well, not entirely unexpected. Assyria has killed a lot more units. I assume their tribe clearing was bloodier than from Carthage side. They have cleared 8 to 6 camps, though, so not that different. Produced 14 to 8 military units. Of course, Carthage recruits military units as well, and 10 workers to 7. Advantage to Assyria there. No ruins. 33 to 32 improvements controlled. So yeah, very, very very close together. Our players. And population is a bit more of an edge for Carthage there. I'm not sure where that's coming from. We are seeing a diplomat on Assyria, interestingly, opposed to a judge. An 11 charisma diplomat, excuse me? Wow. That is quite the diplomat. And I assume this is a governor of somewhere? No. Alright, so this is a criminal. But this should be boosting civics somewhere, right? Or is there something special? Is she blinded or... No, she's rallying troop. Alright, fair enough. Romantic, intelligence, lustful. Alright, I guess lustful is not great for your capital, but at any rate, 11 charisma would be awesome here, multiplying the civics output from all these marble quarries. Yeah, it's 3 marble quarries patron spot, so no great culture, there's no precious resource, but the civics is still pretty good. So you want to push specialists here, put barracks and get the stone cutters. 4 marble quarries. Wow. Alright. And on the other side we have a judge, a severely healed doomed judge, so I assume the original founder. Looks like it, yes. An eloquent judge, no less. Alright, so there was probably some early development based on that. Let me check the timelines. So the Queen of Assyria is indeed second after founding with, I assume, a frugal scholar who died of illness, 71 years old, with his bone dice in his pocket. And on the Carthaginian side, I assume he's still the founder. Not quite. Who was the founder? So that was the original. I'm not sure. Abiobe Condita. Alright, so yeah. Okay, that was the first leader. A diplomat as well. A Pathfinder diplomat? Or a robust one? Oh, it's not robust, that's cunning. Alright. Oh, is that a minus in front of the date? Alright, I don't know if that's generating past characters, which I wouldn't expect. Alright, still some settler racing forward. We have a tribal alliance on the Carthaginian side, so they are pushing Numidians toward the front. I assume this settler is intended for this spot, or maybe directly for this one. Yeah, that might be the place. So this is the midpoint of the map, and they are fighting. Our players are very engaged in combat at the moment. The axis pushed forward, and killed the spearman that was seated around sat around here. Oh, but a ballista is coming forward. and there are more troops. So the spears are not quite cutting it against axes, of course, but ballista could make a massacre there. We'll have to check how the situation evolves. Archers are moving forward as well, or might be moving forward. Alright, linking is a city with a road. A good play. It's important to be able to sustain military pressure, to have the logistics to do so. Carthage is being quite aggressive here, moving into Assyria's half of the map. But of course they are benefiting from the added pressure provided by the Scythian in the north, harassing the cities of Assyria. And potentially Numidians as well, especially when they settle the site, and these people will find themselves quite aimless in the center of the map. Few events, new heirs, opportunity to become gracious for even more charisma. Alright, how did they go through tech tree? So here we can see composite bow because the free ballista is online. And they got navigation for serfdom. They might go for sovereignty to get access to additional laws. They already have access to 4 to be able to build their unique units. We'll see if Assyria opts to do that. And Carthage on the other side already has 5 laws. So that's colony, tyranny, vassalage, slavery, and education. I have no idea. Exploration. Alright, interesting. No one opted for centralization and the science boost, but this is sizable amount of resources saved by vassalage, and it gives a minor opinion boost for their rider family, so definitely sensible. Colonies, I'm not sure what the plan is with that, but being in a hot war with your opponent, I dare say that territorial expansion is maybe not the top priority at the moment, and you can hope to get a good bit of that just by settling coastal sites if you're going for the middle of the map first with this settler, which would make sense. But the orders are precious to be able to use your units, your worker advantage. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's the plan. Going for more farmers, I approve, especially boosted. So this is a nice configuration where you can boost 2 farms and potentially their farmers with a single granary, so very good, and a second granary when they get the pair. They've worked quite well on their garrison and stronghold in Carthago, but garrisons are present elsewhere. Is that the only city that can make elephant units? Well, this one will be able to in time, but not right now because it's not developing. Yeah, well, Assyria and Carthage are both very strong nations, so I think sometimes people sleep on them. We've had people rate Assyria as undesirable or something like that because of their unique unit that is only 1 move. Stronger players have been pushing back against this kind of rhetoric in the past, but not always effectively. But we are seeing them bloom and come to a lot of success this tournament, which I think is well deserved. Assyria has a very solid combination of attributes and abilities, so they are interesting to see. Yeah, it's not only the UU, everything counts. Assyria's order on kill is monstrous. Focus on every unit is monstrous. They are very marked strength. Their set of shrines is pretty good. Double military family is oriented, sure, and there are many players, I believe, especially in the single player realms of our audience, who are more focused about building than conquering and warring, and maybe that's more beginner friendly as well. But yeah, Assyria has a very definite strength. So I'm not so surprised that we are seeing them a lot in the tournament. And Carthage is quite unique with its ability to recruit tribes on the map. Sometime a pathway toward the alliance. And here, I mean, I think it's very cool to see someone pick diplomat and go for an alliance. That's very interesting to see, even if now they opted for a judge, so a good succession. I'm very confused by by German, but oh, and we are seeing African elephants being printed one a turn. One more, please. Oh, that's an awesome bank. So more elephants, more elephants, and rush them out immediately. What? An officer? What's that even for? You don't need training. You have civics. More elephants. You can stomp your opponent. Do it. Alright, that will be my recommendation for this turn. I'm surprised at seeing an officer in protection there. I mean, so long as you have civics to spend to just get the strongest unit on the map, do it. There are melee mounted units. They will simply walk over rams if your opponent get there. Not that they are immediately in reach. Oh, they have adopted their force law, so they will be able to do that. But they still need to get a stronghold, and anyway, you have the counter ready. Now, what you need is to click on this button. Click, click, click. Get many of them out. Alright, Numidians are helping in the north. That's solid. I would like to see another settler in production for this spot. Maybe out of here. It doesn't matter if it takes a turn. But you want the settler just to accelerate the way you get to the coast. And move that one forward as well. But welcome, yeah, it's pure luck on the stream. This is a cozy weekday stream, a bit of a surprise one. I announced it quite late, so we'll see. We'll see how this game goes on. But strong action. We're already on turn 61 actually, so it's not so surprising. But our players were apparently somewhat efficient playing their first session together. I think Carthage looks like it has a definite advantage at the moment. Axes against spears. Their unique unit is very strong. They want to get that to the front, so the work on this road is appropriate. A single wide city, I believe. No, there's another one here, but it will be. Yeah, they don't have native access to elephants, so they would have to well, get lucky. Or aristocracy, which is a bit late to get additional elephants, or snake their resource, their territory and until here, but that's very expensive. It's quite far away. If you have this kind of money, probably better to just buy tribes. Alright, I say I lost a spearman. Pushed against aggression by showing a ballista on their front line. They are still in a dire situation up north, facing well tribes, but they are quite enough to be a pain. Producing spears, a settler, presumably for this spot. They are at peace with the Gauls, so the Gauls are not raiding Assyria at least, but the Scythians and the Numidians certainly. Sorry about that. Alright, or getting stone for some reason. Treasury, apprentice officer, warrior, idle, spearman, settler. So mixed. A mix of military protection and economic development. There is a pair of, well, an Odeon and a barrack here. Going for another barrack. Odeon. Yeah. We want the audience and the theater and all that up here. So he's seeing the wall of axemen, but not too tempted to go forward, I assume. The Assyrian, the Scythian might take the city. So he's saving his spear, but probably losing the city. Alright, walking on his road without the benefit of having trader walkers. Stronghold in progress, just started. So we'll see rams before too long. Okay, connected here, so his cities are mostly connected, I believe. Yeah, not this one, but this is the last one, and it will be next turn. Well, this one neither. I assume he hasn't cleared out the fog in the south. Evening, Sinomumi, sorry. Any wonders aside from the pyramids? Not that I saw, but I haven't fully checked. No, pyramids in Arafa are the only wonders in the game at the moment. Although I could maybe count 3 African elephants as a wonder. It could take one at any rate, but yeah, no proper wonders beyond the pyramids in the game as of now. We have music on the Assyrian side and English, so I'd say this is quite comfortable. And yes, this old judge looks to be well, soon dying in Assyria. Unfortunate in Carthage. Yeah, alright, so if you have an 11 charisma character, assign it as a governor somewhere. While Dataseria is letting the city fall, yeah, it is surprising, but it looks like that's going to happen indeed. And welcome, my dear Fluffy, to the stream. And yeah, Carthage is walking on its road. Carthage is not clicking the get me an elephant right now button, and I'm very surprised by that. They are capped in civics, so maybe they did have an ambition to get that or something. I don't understand what these are about. Okay, so that's legal code, I assume. Adopt legal code. And I don't know, build 2 things? Capture 2 foreign cities. Alright. Forward then. Click the button every turn until you have no civics. And forward onto Assyrian lands. And thank you, Sinomumi, for the on-the-fly translation. Much appreciated. Okay, I expect we'll see settlers from this spot, pushing the Numidians forward toward his opponent for amusing raiding opportunities. Oh, is that Yes, that is the camel archers. All right, that's not quite the camel supremacy we were hoping for, but there are humps on the map. Very good. And on his side, he went. Okay, so no composite bow. There's no ballista on the horizons, but he could go to, well, nothing that inspiring at the moment. Got navigation, got sovereignty. We'll see what's coming. Is he going? Yeah, quick rotation, the training, of course, double good as Carthage will help upgrade any trouble unit he recruits. Okay, so he settled this spot first in the end, and leaving this one for a bit later. I thought he was going to settle forward first. I'm very surprised at seeing the statesman walker walking on the road, whereas there is a mine to be made here in a statesman city where they would be more efficient, while this hurt trader walker that could make several road a turn is working on a mine in a statesman city. I know, micromanagement is confusing, but this could be done better. And I will harshly comment on such things. Alright, the camels are giving a proper welcome to these stray Scythians. Alright, the city didn't fall, just a bit of harassment covering the repairs. I'm surprised Carthage isn't moving forward. They don't know maybe that the city is getting harassed, but they should have better scouting than that, surely. They can see plenty of the map because of their Numidian friends, but I don't see any proper scout. Did they lose their scout earlier? I have to assume they did. Yeah, is that a scout here? No, that's a walker. Walkers as militia actually. Yeah, there is one scout deep in Assyria's territory, which is well placed, for sure. But I would like to see a second scout, especially you have riders, right? So you got two scouts from the beginning, and well, I assume one of them was misplaced, but yeah, it's good to keep an eye on what your opponent is doing inland, and also on what they are doing closer front line. That is a great opportunity that would really help get you toward your ambition to capture two cities. And I don't think Assyria could do much if you just took the city. Alright. Settler in production. Yeah, it doesn't look like an emergency situation in Assyria, but I think seeing axes in front of my spears and units being so far apart, I think he should be a little bit more worried. He's seeing his opponent as similar, so it's probably not that clear to them. Carthage is actually getting 14 extra science. Yeah, well, 8.4 these days, but it's really not worth it. Get elephants. You know? Strongest unit currently on the map. Eats ballistas alive. Has mounted melee. Kills archers. Get your elephants. They're out. They're strong. They're beautiful. They're grey. Oh, the resources are very lush. I can see how that's tempting our players, but yeah. Get your units in order. So that's the point of such a timing. You reach your 4 lows. You want to start your stronghold immediately. Your stronghold is done, you want to start a unique unit immediately, and you want to get it out as soon as possible, because the earlier you get your power spike, the harder it is to counter and the stronger it is. So you get access to your unique unit, it's a strong timing, produce them as fast as you can. Not reasonably fast, not as fast as possible without sacrificing efficiency, whatever, as fast as you can. That's the whole point of a timing attack, is the timing. So that's the priority. Get your units out. Ahoy, scientific! Welcome to stream. And I'm harping on I'm frustrated at saying an African elephant in production with a full civic stockpile. So I think you want to well, it's as you wish. I'm very comfortable casting by myself, but if you want to join me for commentary, feel free to give me a call, and I'll be happy to have you on board. I'll try to keep an eye on Discord so that I don't miss potential commentators reaching toward me. And we have a new leader in Carthage, a zealot. Alright, interesting. We'll see what happens with that. More fatigue point is the immediate result. So, alright, we see this elephant moving forward. I hope they won't forget to deal with their tribesmen as well. Yes, almost. Close, but not quite. Alright. Acolytes in production, acolytes, so no, religion founded, I believe. Oh, yes, Zoroastrianism was already founded, so I don't know if that's ill-advised, or that's probably for orders, I would assume. This looks like a master acolyte to me, or even an elder. Yes, I would say an elder acolyte. If it finishes up, I'll definitely do the post-game chat because I have some questions. Alright, I let you do the post-game chat. Although I'm slightly worried that it might be a post-game roasting at that point with those questions, but I'll gladly have you on board. Alright, producing barracks as every good Assyrian should. Audience, opportunities for direct specialists. Alright, the governor has been assigned. Awesome. So this is generating 20 civics just from the multiplier for the city. And that's awesome. This city should be making festivals or stonecutters as soon as there is a citizen around to make festivals even quicker. So here it should be stonecutter on the marble. And push festivals. Alright, opportunity to get sovereignty, so I expect our Assyrian player will click on that. Seasand on Discord. Alright, some auto moves on markers, I don't know what that's about. Alright, go and deal with these fools that are harassing your cities. You can and you should. Yes. Yeah, didn't strictly need to move forward, but alright. What a character, I'm still amazed. And we have a second succession in Carthage, so they're probably hurting a bit for legitimacy, are they? 87 to 120, yes. Apprentice officer is finishing, diplomat. Oh, our opinions. Decent in Assyria with a +4 hunters, somehow, despite the tribal invasion that tribesmen invading that they don't like, specifically. They get an opinion penalty for having enemy units in their territory. Hostile tribes are inside our territory. But they like them well enough, which is... Well, I don't know, what did they do with our religion? Oh, it's led by an orator who dislike a diplomat very much. So that's what's going on with that. Unfortunate. I believe that's a perk of patrons, right? That they push both orator and diplomat. Not only orators, so the diplomat came from somewhere else. Alright. And all our family opinions on Carthage side? Well, similar. Pretty decent and better for their military family, the Barcids. Alright, the road is done to Arafah from Carré, and well, remains to link up toward Assur. Still seeing their opponent that is frightening, but not doing much at the moment. There was a bit of a scuffle at the very beginning of the stream where a spearman was killed around these hills, but not much more happening since then. Carthage wants orders, though, and at the moment they are on colonies, so it's not that clear. It's not that clear why, to me. Yeah, still barracks up north. Or mine, barracks or mine, I expect. Not much value out of growth, and the economy of Assyria is sad compared to the economy of Carthage at the moment, anyway. Carthage is richer, lots of food that you can sell to buy everything else. Food is interestingly the most expensive resource. So that's probably enough to buy a wonder or not too far from that. Yeah, okay, I like this scout position. This one is very risky. I would really like scouts to be hidden at this stage of the game. Sure, they are painful to catch, but they can be caught now. There are largely enough units to do that. The Scythians might do it by themselves. And you don't want to be producing scouts if you can just have scouts. So yeah, 2 scouts on Assyrian side, so they produced 1 on top of the starting one, or got 1 from... this looks like a patron one, yes. So none from an event. Carthage got 2, but has only 1 remaining deep into Assyrian territory. And no more. And I would really like probably 1, maybe even 2 toward the front line. Keep an eye on what's happening with those goal sites and along this river, as well as on the frontline city of your opponent. Right, she's 19. New ambition has been picked. Oh, the elephants. Get the elephants. What's it going to do? Just getting wood? Yeah, possibly. That's a bit mistaken in my opinion, but I suppose it needs wood for elephants, right? But yeah, I don't know what he has in mind in this case. Maybe the pasture or other rural improvements. You should really deal with your military moves first, as a recommendation. Like, kill your tribes. Yeah, these guys will probably start migrating westward. Is the statesman seat churning out orders yet? No. No, it's working on an acolyte. I believe an elder acolyte. Which I can't say I understand. What are these? Miners? can say I understand that either. Those choices of specialists are surprising to me. Getting a pair of acolytes for the urban specialist science, yeah. But then if you are investing so many citizens and turn into getting miners, then don't you want to be making military units with that training? Getting a pair of barracks to multiply it and stuff like that? It feels scattered as a player, I would say. Not to be too harsh, I understand you might want iron, but like this mine is just as good as getting additional mines in the same city. So this hill I meant, or this one, or any of the others, it's not worth much. So I would spend my build queue making units. Settlers maybe for the center. Alright, let me to go back to Assyria. Zealot on the throne, how much can Carthage rush? Well, Carthage doesn't have a state religion, I believe. Yeah. So Carthage can rush with civics, but they don't want to do it. So they could be rushing an African elephant per turn for 4 turns for sure, probably 5, but they're not doing it. So I'm not too hopeful on using the Zealot ability to rush with training, since they don't have a state religion to start with. So I'm not sure what they're doing with their civics. They spent a bit, but they don't have that many developing cities anyway, so there's not much opportunity for rushing. So yeah, I don't know, probably assign the governor somewhere or something like that. But yeah, this is surprising to me. Or unexpected, I would say. Especially in a duel, I would imagine players trying to ramp up their military with the high degree of priority. But this doesn't seem to be the case here. Saying warriors protection, and I guess spearmen are not that great facing axes, but still having a pair of spears to deal with those Kishians would certainly be helpful. So in that light, maybe gaining a spear from Nimrod would make sense. Other than a warrior, then pay again to upgrade it. Yeah, the units are very spread out on the Assyrian side, so I'm not sure about that. What do we see? A specialist farmer? Yeah, boosted by a granary, I approve. Yeah, apprentice acolyte to apprentice officer, fair enough. Here we are seeing an apprentice officer, apprentice, and a gold miner for the money, I assume. Well, it's maybe not the most compelling, but it works, sure. No specialists. Here we see 2 marble stone cutter, for sure I approve. Now you get the next ones, please, and additional festivals. Okay, apprentice acolyte, sure, that got you Zoroastrianism, fair enough. I hope for officers or miners after that. And here, no specialists. Yeah, so it feels like our Assyrian player has been under a bit more pressure. Maybe he wasn't the most efficient clearing out sites. I'm not too sure what happened there. Sorry, need to mute for a drink. Seems our players are getting close to that turn limit, so maybe the stress of the timer is playing a role in some of these decisions. You can see that Assyria has not assigned build to any of its cities. Some workers still to be moved. But they still have their orders to do that during their opponent turn, so Let's see what Asaya is doing, if we can catch them moving, so furthering their roads. Developing, so cities are growing up. Elephants potentially, but quite far from having a stronghold, with only weak culture at the moment. I wonder what they'll go for. I would probably click composite bow or machinery myself. Yeah, I'm not sure. Stream title is out of date. Yes, it typically is, because I do not edit a stream title myself. I don't have admin rights on the channel, so I can only apologize about that to you, dear viewers, and to Fluffy, who has to sort out the titles and the exports. So I should get up to speed with that, but I have not so far. "22 orders." All right, they are dealing through their events. Is it Krieger with yes, against the goals? This is war. Oof, sending a single melee unit standing in the open against goals in a forest is maybe not the the most decisive way to engage the fight. Alright, slightly better. These guys will do a carnage on mounted units, though. They are polearm, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's polearm, right? Plans for granaries, a man after my heart. Alright, the queen has been assigned as a general on an African elephant. I would like to see them adjacent, with especially with the commander, and especially I would like to see like 5 more of them as quickly as possible on moving. This would be unstoppable by Assyria at the moment. This pack with the 3 elephants and pushing more from the back line is definitely doable and should be a priority at the moment. We are seeing mass upgrades. I see the training stockpile decreasing. Oh yeah, promotions. Yes, it seems. Thank you, Fluffy, and thank you, Sino, for noticing and notifying us. Oh, so Assyria got its alliance with the Gauls. I'm pretty sure they were at peace until very recently. Is that correct? Or yes, all right. Just now, so Tribal Alliance against Tribal Alliance. It's fair to say that Tribal Alliance against Scythians with 3 sites, well, with the Numidians, sorry, with, well, 2 sites remaining. Maybe the one with the goal is more valuable. There's one in the back line, so he's keeping an eye on what's happening there. Cleaned up the mounted unit as expected. So yeah, if you're dealing with tribe, let them come to you. That's just more order efficient, and also don't stand in the open. They always have many branch units. And if you're moving against them, be decisive. Don't do it with a unit or 2 units. Get a pack that will get the job done quickly. Alright, Odeon done. And an apprentice poet. Barracks. Alright, more festivals. I would have liked to... Well, the apprentice poet can be argued for. I think I would have gone stonecutter first, just to push more civics, to push more festivals, to get more citizens, to get more specialists. But so I would go civics first in pretty much every case. But I can see a point that culture earlier is also quite valuable. So getting the poet first makes sense in that framing, especially with the additional science it gets as well. Council in the capital, interestingly. Oh, he's waiting for his stronghold to complete before getting rams. But rams won't dominate the field here. Well, I suppose we could see serious misplays, but there are mounted melee units against them, and I'm pretty sure they have all the... No, they do not. Yes, plus 50% versus melee combat versus siege units, so the elephants would deal quite efficiently with the rams. We'll have to see if that comes into play, and I assume it will if we see rams and elephants. Alright, consolidating his northern position against the Scythians. This road is not top priority anymore. He's going for the garrison in Nimrod first. He would be able to get a stronghold and rams much closer to the front, which of course is extra valuable as they are slow. And we are back to Carthage. Well, Cycle4x is, well, still keeping his unit grouped in the center. Oh, going for an additional scout. Alright, I like that. Then maybe the growth earlier to accelerate the scout would have been solid. Worker in production. Again, if you're going to make workers, I would get the grain for the additional growth, faster workers, faster settlers, faster scouts, faster disciples. That's not just food, it's production, it's growth. It makes your city faster at producing, well, what you're producing at the moment, or what you're producing here. So it is quite valuable, even if you have plenty of food. Also, you could sell the food. Rancher in the queue. Yes, alright, there is a rancher in the queue in Salde. Is there another one in queue or done? I don't immediately see one. This one, okay, this one is in the queue as well. Alright, so he's going for Judaism. He definitely has a labor force with the number of roads we are seeing on the map. And this is a pair of horse ranchers for additional orders that are coming online. He's still on colonies, which surprises me a bit. I'm not sure what his big plans are for colonies. He could certainly get a few tiles here to grab these two and collapse his borders. Maybe here, although you'll probably want the stonecutter, so I'd make the marble quarry and get the stonecutter instead. Maybe a few others, but it's not that obvious that colonies is so great at the moment. I suppose he could try to collapse his borders along the coast, but he's not making a strong effort toward that. If you want to do something with colonies, I would recommend you just go and do it. You buy the tiles you want, you plan it a bit before, buy the number of tiles you want, then switch to serfdom. You're wasting your civics. So if you want to do low swaps, that would be that would certainly be defensible. And if you want to use civics to accelerate your production, that's definitely very valuable as well. With 10 cities to 8, you can push your advantage already. And he's influencing someone, I assume? Or trying to convert someone? I'd say influencing. Alright, that will be a short break, I assume. Yeah, Syria war bonuses are better in the late game, but it feels, I didn't see part 1, that Carthage had a very strong timing. Even now, they could just like push 4 elephants, 5 elephants on the map and just walk over Assyria with that. So they have a strong timing. They have a more military-minded archetype with a zealot on the throne compared to a diplomat. They've already have 2 cities of advantage. They own the middle of the map, or at least so far, the only city that has been settled there. And they could move in. So, and Assyria isn't very impressive. They have stuff, sure. They have a ballista, they have several archers, they have a ranged unit advantage. But it's a single ballista. This is very open ground. And they are harassed by Scythians up in the north, so it wouldn't be that trivial to deal with aggression. They would probably have to, if this pack of units, not even talking about additional one, but moving forward, the right move would probably be to retreat, right, and to abandon the city to Carthage. So long term, probably it's coming back to Assyria, but yeah, sitting on a pile of civics, yeah. But Assyria too, to be fair, I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Our players think civics are decorative or something that I actually want to accumulate to look at. But maybe not the best. I was going to say the best use of them, but the best non-use of them, I should say. This is very strong. Use it. It's only strong if you use it. If it stays in your stockpile, if you have that in your stockpile when you end the game, then it's completely wasted. Yeah, they could get a wonder, but how much is that worth at the moment? I'd push rams. 1 ram per turn until the end of time is what I would do. Sell that stone and get units and kill someone. I think it's just a difference in priority. I fully believe Carthage is in position to close out this game already. Yeah. They are. Alright, events. Stress. We'll see what they opt for. Do they have a cool heir? They have a 6 years old as a heir, so not quite cool yet. Yeah, developing a sense for where you are in the game and when you can close it out is definitely hard. And as observers, it's something that's, of course, we know, we see, so it's easy to see these kind of things, which is not as apparent as a player. They are looking similar in strength. The military score reflects that. Order production is, well, they are quite close in most important metrics. We are seeing a divergence in science recently, but that's very recent. That's maybe one tech advantage. Let's see if there's a big difference in what tech they got. 14 to 14, so no, barely anything really. But we'll see if they smell the situation. At any rate, they both know that Carthage has axes and Assyria has spears. They both know that Carthage has their unique unit and have had their unique unit for turns and turns now. That there is a zealot on one side and a diplomat on the other one. So they should know that. Because it shows. Yeah, I'm not picking protection. I believe they are in their break. Yes, the game is paused. 2k civics for enlisting. Yeah. I was wondering if he was banking his civics for enlisting or Carthaginian Cycle4x, and maybe that's what he's doing. But you don't want to get that high, and surely a pair of additional African elephants wouldn't hurt. I would be clicking furiously myself, but well, maybe not right now, but like dry rushing 3 elephants at least. It's not like there's stuff you really want to enlist on the other side that you couldn't just produce. Maybe an archer or the ballista if you get a chance, but you don't need to have 2,000 civics in your pocket. Maybe he's afraid of the spears with his elephants, but with axes around, that should really be fine. And Commander the Zealot are a strong pair in terms of resilience. They are, well, at least the Commander one is healer as well, I assume from the healing shrine. There's more coming up, with more opportunities for unpleasant generals like tacticians who would hit spearmen back, or zealots who would just not die. Yeah, I assume this militia is going to, well, move back at one point. Yeah, indeed. Additional elephants do hurt, but they hurt your opponent, which is good. Indeed. Alright, battering rams coming online. 3 turns. I assume we'll see more from Nimrod as soon as garrison as a stronghold are built, which is, 8 turns away. But don't get me wrong. I'm providing some feedback for players on things they could maybe have seen or improved, or things I would do in their place. And I've been known to lose games as well, so things I would do in their place are not necessarily the strongest advice ever. But it's awesome that we are seeing players traditionally more interested in the single player aspect, trying their chance in multiplayer. It is a tough arena, which makes you think about the game differently. And of course, playing against a human is very different than playing against the AI, and in such close quarters and in public as well, while being streamed, is additional pressure. No undo, and the timer, of course, are just the start of the adaptations necessary. So it's just awesome that we are seeing players participate and try their hand at this different setup. So these are by no means meant to offend our good players. Rushed out 3-man chariot for 56 orders. Right, you're made of orders. Not rushing anything with 2k civics in the bank and a zealot on the throne is hurtful. Yeah, well, they are going for religion to try to do something with their training. I assume that's the point. They went for the training boost, but they spent most of it promoting their units, not really upgrading, interestingly, which they could do with their tribal units. And civics is more appropriate for everything. Alright, so they are rushing specialists, of all things, with their civics, a fisher and an elder acolyte. I can't say I really agree with that, but okay. So you'll get more economy, but economy doesn't end games. Everything you're doing is to do something else, right? And the ultimate something else is winning the game. So in a duel in particular, this is very zero-sum. You win the game by convincing your opponent that they have no chance. And typically you do that with military might. Yeah, it gives extra orders. But if you're going to spend 200 civics to get half an order, I would suggest you adopt serfdom as well. For 200 civics, get 5 orders a turn. Because I'm not seeing any tile buying. So, I mean, colonies is a fine law. You might want to do stuff with that, like get this tile, maybe get this one to put all the marble in the same place or stuff like that. But this is not happening at the moment. So, which is what I'm a bit surprised. I mean, this city is developing, so you could maybe buy this tile and this tile to get the elephants and put a stronghold beside your garrison and pump unique units out. Once again, you don't really need the barracks to do that. It's fine producing unique units slowly if you have to, although you don't have to. But do something with colonies if you opt for colonies, or just go serfdom. It's just better if you're not going to use it. Um, Alright, connecting is a center spot. Well, slowly for now toward the center. So using route 2, I can see. With this one as well, yeah. Reaching up to the city. Interestingly, every now and then I can see active games in the network list to join for spectating. Wonder why that is. The way games are listed is a bit hard to predict. There is a logic to it so that we don't like disconnect players in priority over relisting the games and things like that. So I don't know. Maybe the tournament is also pushing people to allow observers more often. I don't know. But the match finding is done via Unity servers, indeed, as Fluffy is mentioning. Unity relays system. So they have to be listed and connected, and sometimes there are unexpected connectivity issues, and they should reappear not not too far later. All right, so buying orders with his training or Carthaginian friend. All right, Axeman, good. Camel. Alright, rancher into turn, rancher in 6 turn. Yeah, still no tile buying. So it's very easy to forget that you have colonies and just stay with it with no benefit for many years. Uh, I would recommend putting a reminder if you want to do a short stint in colonies and then go serfdom. Otherwise, you risk doing exactly what you're doing, and that is forgetting that you are on colonies and missing out on 5 orders per turn, which would be awesome right now. Even if you want to go for economic development, orders are still orders and extremely valuable. Yeah, a lot of rural specialists, fishers. Yeah, alright, that will connect the borders. Rushing an acolyte. So he's using all his civics to rush specialists at the moment. Got the fisher last turn, the acolyte this turn. If you're going to get a fisher, I would have got this one because it expands your territory. Colonialism loses value from having exploration, no benefit for buying river tiles. Yeah. I think he got navigation early, so likely much more. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing with exploration, but exploration is decent. You're not losing anything by having exploration. Let's say over epic. It's not like he's killing many units at the moment. Epic is great when you're fighting though, so something worth considering as well. Let me swap back to Assyria. Alright, warrior, a disciple, interestingly, slingers. So I assume the disciple is to spread the religion, or have they got for monasticism? I don't believe so. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, movement alongside rivers, and especially on coastal rain basin when we have these huge rivers going north to south across the map. Another one here, and symmetrically 2 others on the other side. There are very strong movement avenues with exploration. And depending on the map, you can have a horizontal one getting you much closer to your opponent as well. So wire, treasury. Just get the civics, my man. What's wrong with these players? Like marble stone cutter. That's where you get your role specialist, right? Additional walkers. Yeah, it's a bit late though, but okay. Battering rams. So of course, Nineveh is a strong productive city. Oh, he's rushing it for 1 turn. Yeah, well, I would really like to see a stronghold in weaker cities so that it makes sense. So a garrison and a stronghold in Kare would be quite good as well to make rams, or in Assur. Alright, I'm not sure what I heard. Alright, one elephant was born. Oh, elephant, and click on the gavel. Get it out. Alright, another axe. Ranchers are still in production. Worker settler in the north. This rancher will soon be done and unify, well, collapse the borders between these cities. Yeah, military units first. Alright, do it. Do it. Alright, not yet. Players are not ready to rush things out. So we're up to 4 axes, 3 elephants, 2 slingers. As a combat group forward, slingers still hanging around in the back line here. Not sure what they're for, since he's allied with Numidians. Okay, and he sent his elephant north to deal with the ghouls. I would rush this one, send a pair of elephants to just do it expeditiously. Time to break the alliance with the Numidians. Yeah, it's going to come for sure. You want them to raid your opponents, so move a few forward maybe, or just buy them. Yeah, buy them both. You can do it. That food is to be sold. Or maybe he wants to settle this spot, which is not an unreasonable thing, but then I would like to see a settler in production. I guess there's one in the north, but it's quite far away. The road has been completed to the next river. Good. So there is a highway from the capital to the front line now. Well, not quite the front line, to Adrumetum, but not yet to Tingis. It's his opponent's turn, though. Still low intensity fighting in the north against the barbarian hordes, the mounted Scythians. Adopted constitution, sure. Move your rams. Yes. So 5 laws is going for monasticism. He will have a 6 soon enough. And maybe after that a 7th. Nineveh is getting closer to strong, but not very quickly. It's only starting on an Odeon. Yes, Cyan. I'm uncomfortable seeing the units so scattered. You want them grouped. If you're going to fight, you want to have all your might, not a bit of it. The goals are going to shield your center a little bit. They are going to migrate toward their last site around. This one you should give up on. They're just too far to do something relevant. Sixteenth Festival? Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Just get a worker to get the growth online. You have 3 wheat that you could improve. Alright, spreading the Austrianism toward the front line. Walker, you need for yes, 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 yes. Anything. Sure. I'm sure our players are under pressure though, so it's not always easy to identify. And maybe the timer is putting pressure on their builds, but it should be a council if it's just a default pick by the AI because they didn't quite complete their turns. So it's interesting that you never got this barbarian spot. I mean, it's very decent with 2 grains in decent reach. Yeah. 3 even. And yeah, he's letting his military unit for last, it seems. Leaving his military unit for last, so he's going to get hit by the Scythians for free, essentially. Could have hit them, but it will soon be too late to buy an order and move them or attack. Alright, another axe in production. Elephants are coming. If I can find something worthwhile in 4 seconds, then just let it cancel. Well, I would say that's probably better than random festival. Well, it depends. The festival can be good, but you want it to be deliberate when you get one. And typically, as Cyan is implying, that's when you want citizens. So with no improvement, that's probably not the priority. And if you want citizens, you want growth. So with 3 wheat around, that's probably not the most efficient going for festivals. Alright, you wanted the orders first. Alright, more promotions. They're not super sexy promotions. I believe this was Ranger? Shield Bearer? Yeah, I'm not sure to see that, so I should probably shut up and try not to read German. Because I can't. Alright, that road is done. We are going for a trapper now. Oh yeah, so they are apparently, despite the session starting with aggression, it seems they're back to farming, essentially, to build mode on both sides. Treasuries, acolytes, fishers. There's an axeman and an African elephant in the works, but yeah, alright, won't say it again. Another axeman, okay. A scout, so I like the scout. I would like to see it positioned maybe here or in the middle forest. Assyria's positioning of scouts is a bit better, I would say. Yeah, definitely keeping an eye on the center of the map, the positioning of the enemy army, important. We have raiders coming to Assyria from the Scythians, on top of the wandering Scythian from the center map spot. They are picking education for their hair? No, alright. I wasn't looking at the right player, I assume. Oh, no, okay, it was picking education for this duchess. And apparently she's studying commerce. And immediately become corrupt as a result. Well, that's not a result, I'm just joking. Alright, more battering rams in production. In the capital, in Nineveh. Going toward the front line. Odeon is preparing for one day, maybe 7 lows. And then you'll want a strong city to back your citadel. But yeah, stream your military units forward. Surely this would be more useful here than in your backline. Same for these ones. You want them forward as much as possible. Unless you're clearing that spot, they should all stream forward. The ram in particular, that will be hard to bring to the front if they're not there yet. Alright, dealt with some Scythians, so that's good. Stronghold in production in Nimrud, indeed. Excellent. I would probably have waited for that walker to be completed. Then you can get the stronghold in 5 turns, so even if you start on the next turn, it's the same ETA. And then you could have sent this guy to the ore mine and improve it for a mine, and you would have it both 5 years from now. Well, 5 years and 6. Could do the same by sending the guy here, but all right. Apprentice officer, more stronghold, good. And Zoroastrianism is back on their side, so that's good. Easy opinion management with Adasi as patrons, of course. They tend to like you. They lose discontent level on cultural upgrade, and well, both cities got one, so that's 4 discontent level, 80 opinion. Yeah, Assyria is taking a lead in science. They are making urban specialists, as opposed to Carthage, which is making ranchers and trappers and fishers, which are worth half the science. So, and also Assyria has adopted constitution, so it's triple in that context. Right, slightly cursed fight here. Alright, getting the growth, excellent. No working on an axeman though. Pushing forward with the road, very good. The scout is soon to be out. Discipline of training for the queen. Going for citizenship on the Carthage side, which will be, I believe, late. For this ambition, which is for legal code. Unless they get a lucky event or a massive improvement in their science generation. So stronghold going up with an additional fisher, more acolytes. So yeah, he's going Elder Acolyte for the orders. If you're going to rush acolytes, do it with the judge. Keep your civics to rush units out. Because if you want to rush units with money, it's here in the tech tree, and that's very late. But judges are around, and I dare say as Carthage with your mix of families, you probably have a few laying around. Let me check potential governors. Yeah, not that many. There's a statesman like judge. There's a rider one. 3 more statesmen, so at least statesmen cities and rider cities shouldn't be rushing with civics. Not when you have this much money and food in the bank. That is essentially money as well. So he's furiously chopping wood. Single chopping. So not exactly the most order efficient. Of course, they regrow, so it's a chance to chop more later. But that's a longer term perspective. And I would say probably around your city it's worth double chopping. You might want to keep the good lumber mill sites for later when you get access to lumber mills, so alongside rivers in particular. But otherwise, if you're struggling for orders without serfdom and all that, maybe not the most advised. Alright, he rushed the Elder Acolyte indeed. Judaism should be funded in 3 turns. Yeah, this rancher is done. This one will be done in 3 turns, so in 4 turns, yes, Judaism. Okay, so he lost his axeman and didn't kill that guy, so that could have been a better route. But it wasn't. Okay, Asaya moving his scouts around, keeping an eye on his opponent. Quite good. His scout moved from the goal spot where he has vision anyway, thanks to his alliance toward the north. He's seeing that more Scythians are incoming. About to complete a barrack. I would have expected garrison stronghold here, but okay. Well, I guess you can easily get specialists if he wants them. Yeah, Forum Festival. More battering rams from Nineveh. Still only 1 online though. Additional walkers, so preparing for civilian build-up, for sure. I still don't understand this festival in Carré. Plenty of events to deal with. Alright, literature. Oh! Alright, so he used literature to befriend the Gauls. An interesting maneuver. An ambition for the necropolis? Well, he could definitely go for it. We need a bit more stone, but that shouldn't be too hard to achieve. Especially as this city should have gone for additional stonecutters. So festivals, as soon as you get the citizen stonecutters, that will help your stone, that will help your civics, that will help you get additional stonecutters and festivals and forums and stuff quicker, and civics to rush. And as soon as you get your stronghold, you can convert all that civics into everything you want. So he's dealing through his events, picking an ambition potentially. Field 8 generals should be easy enough. Governor of Nineveh could become affable, equestrian, or cunning. No, that's Acropolis. That is extra alpha order from forums. Necropolis is extra culture from specialists. And additional civics per pagan religion. So it's mostly a more culture wonder. The Acropolis is a strong wonder, and I don't know if it's on the map. Yes, it is. So they could potentially go for it. And there's, well, quite a few wonders of note, actually. The Lighthouse. Yeah, there are plenty of decent wonders. Apadana would be more money, as always. Double Barcal might make sense with a well-spread religion, which is the case of none of our players. As a Syria, since they have adopted Zoroastrianism, I would have liked to see some of that civic spent on adopting theologies to make it spread passively a bit more efficiently rather than manually spreading to another city. But right, that argument goes both ways. They could also have gone simply for the holy site. They had enough stone and civics to do that. For victory points, a free disciple to adopt some theologies, get some natural spreads. All right, the road is done. Not quite continuously as a road, but it joins with a river that's good enough for all of his units, since it doesn't have siege online. Carthago is strong. Yeah, still dealing with his goals quite inefficiently. They're going to spawn another unit next turn to add insult to injury. Fishers, this Elder Acolyte is done. Legal code is likely to fail. And what is this ambition? I don't know. Yeah, Trapper Rancher. Settler is about to be done in Maleth. Axeman in production. Another settler in production in Neapolis. So I presume for this spot and the center one. Archives. So got metaphysics. Some time ago, before even sovereignty, I believe. I don't think I see the civics boost anywhere. Oh, bonus stone, still on the map. I'm surprised they didn't pick it. Well, they are trying to race for citizenship, but it doesn't look like it's happening at the moment. Another settler. Alright, so 3 settlers in production in Carthage. Yeah, this is a way more efficient city at producing settlers, with 3 farmers and a granary boosting 2 of the farms. 3 grain farmers, I should say. Council before strong is usually not worth it unless you're spinning for a turn. Yeah, typically it's spinning for a turn, indeed. Like you're waiting for a citizen to grow next turn, or stronghold to finish. Or maybe you just really need the training, the civics, to upgrade your Carthaginian army or something like that. Alright, where did the scout go for Carthage? Alright, back here. I don't understand. What is he doing dealing with the raiders attacking his opponent? Why? You had a scout, you know they were there. Just let them raid your opponent. Surely that's in your favor, right? I don't get that move. Council and Festival are both great, but use them with intent and purpose. Yes! Well, that's something we can say very generally, I would say, with Old World. Pretty much everything is usable. Some things are more niche than others, but it's important to be deliberate and not pick things just by default. Which, to be fair, takes some experience of the game to to fully grasp. So it's not always easy to know where you are going. So, or not always obvious, I should say, especially for less experienced players. Archers, sure. Alright, you got the spread of Zoroastrianism. Very good. Cycle didn't press his aggression further in the north. Seasand is still kind of meandering through build queues, but has a few more units now at least, building rams. Yes, indeed. I expect he will have caught up in military score. Yes. Yes, he has. Cycle hasn't pushed his advantage, indeed. You say it very rightly. So rams are coming up. The army composition is still favoring Carthage. Mounted melee against siege and axes against spears. But they are close in strength, so probably they are not easily identifying that that actually this is a lot more lopsided that this similar would lead you to believe. And yeah, the map is a little bit larger. It is indeed a high point win, wide a tiny map, wide a tiny coastal rain basin. So one of the larger or longer setups for the maps recommended for the tournament. Alright, Ram is getting to the front line. Another one is going to complete in Nineveh quite soon. Stronghold will be done in 4 turns in Nimrod for additional rams. And yeah, indeed, some opportunities were missed, but well, that's part of the game. And I don't know really they identify what you see. What they can see with, well, somewhat poor scouting on the Carthage side. I would have liked this scout to be out and somewhere around here rather than here. You don't need to deal with those raiders. Let them go against your opponent, even if you want those spots. But keep an eye on them. Alright. Farms. More food, more growth. Very good. Finish it now. Fluffy Energy 4 showed up my border on a city with units on turn 30. So yes. But I suppose single player players are really more used to ramping up for a long time and getting some let tech things. And well, they might be a bit ill-advised in how they go about getting high techs, like these random miners in a statesman city without barracks are not really convincing to me. Sure, you got a stronghold, but there's no elephants anyway, so either you use your colony law that you adopted to buy these tiles, this one to get the wheat, this one to get the elephant, 2 tiles, and then you improve the elephant and you make unique unit there, or what is this stronghold about? Really? Alpha Order? Yeah, sure, but once again, if that's Alpha Order you're about, you should go serve them over colonies. Alright, so moved back in the end, so he prepared the raider for his opponent. And I'm not seeing much military move. Oh, there's a bit of Gauls killing. around here. If you're going to kill, do it with your leader, just for the XP. And the cognomens and all that. Yeah, Carthage is still on colonies. Yes, it's been driving me slightly crazy. The colonies and the no civic spending on Ring units. Well, they've spent it, but rushing Elder Acolytes and things that appear a bit random to me. Alright, recruited the goal that freshly appeared, and they are going against the center of the site right now. Should be able to get it next turn. They have a settler on hand, which is misused. That settler should have gone in the other direction because you have a settler about to pop right behind, which will have a longer road to take now. We see additional ranchers in production. So this one should be completed next turn, and Judaism funded the turn after that. Meanwhile, Assyria is well, still dealing with their Scythian issue, moving rams toward the front. Their heir is a 12-year-old tactics student, a compassionate one. Decent stats, a Sargonid. And that's quite the diplomat we have on the throne at the moment. I wonder where inheritance stands in Carthage. An insane princess that is older than the queen. Yeah, well, we'll see. Alright, orders are getting used, attacks are being launched. This Amazon cavalry got hurt. Solid vision from Assyria. A bit of a blind spot in the south toward the Nubidian army. But good central scout here. A good one keeping an eye on the northern situation. And some decent vision of his opponent's army. I would like to see the road continued toward the front line. I was getting additional slingers. You're hurting for training, so it's probably something to consider to just make spearmen and archers directly rather than slingers and warriors for potential later upgrades. Doesn't have access to steel, it probably wants it. After monasticism, maybe. A civics boost is in the discard pile. I can't stress enough how hard it is to read the game state and how you can press for victory. Yes, but still in many cases game lengths come down to experience level. Sure. We are seeing in general that less experienced players are playing way longer games than experienced players. I'd say as a rule, with some exceptions to be granted for people like Alcaraz, of course. Although I saw your second match was quite quick. I haven't watched it yet, but I imagine some strong Carthaginian aggression. I saw that you picked Carthage, but I haven't watched the game yet. And welcome to the stream, Alcaraz, by the way. Yeah. It's a running joke at this point. I hope I do not offend my good friend Alcaraz by making such jibes. Alright, more orders. So he's working very consistently on his order economy, going for the horse pasture and the rancher and the elephant camp. I'm pretty sure he's forgotten that he's on colonies. This is not a straight mistake, this is a distraction. It's a bit hard sometimes to keep an eye on where you are with your laws, because he's not using it, and even in some cases where it would make sense to grab these tiles, get elephants in Kalis that is developing and does a stronghold to make unique units. Or maybe grab this one to get the big growth center at Teveste and the gems as well. Yeah, but he's probably forgotten that he could have more orders just by switching a law. Yeah, or buy up the coast if that's what you wish to do indeed, but he's not really doing that either, so yeah. Alright, the city's been founded as riders. Yeah, military city wouldn't hurt, the ore is fine. We'll grab the marble if Males doesn't buy the tile. The new settler is done, but the close spot is taken now, so they will have to stream south towards this spot if that's where they want to go. That's where I would go while the alliance is still active. Yeah, right here, in your face. And there's another settler, I believe, in production somewhere. Oh, he had? Maybe he's changed his mind. Yeah, I don't see another settler in production. So that's probably where that one is going. More pastures? Friend, you're going to found Judaism next turn. That's pretty much guaranteed at this point. This second rancher is done. You already had one, I don't remember where here. So rancher, these are excess ranchers. So I can get the orders, but this one is unclear. You'll get, yeah, some growth, I'm sure. But what are you doing with the growth? Yeah, unclear. Oh, hello! Beyond Blunt Magic, I assume this is all to read your name. So 1v1, you don't care about city happiness, the game probably ends before cities get unruly, I guess. Well, actually this is already going a bit long for a 1v1 on a short map. Keep in mind that the tournament settings are the tournament settings, they are not 1v1 settings. Oh, alright, he bought the tile. Great! So I'm happy to see it. So now he knows that he has colonies. He identified it. He made the plan that he was already going for with the pins on the tiles. So, but this is deliberate use of colonies rather than I have colonies because I forgot I have colonies. So good on him. Maybe we could see additional tile buying in the south to link up the coastline. Well, not quite, not yet. And oh, he expanded his timer, good. But yeah, 1v1 can be on a large map if you wish it so. So that was a trend. in the first version of the dual meta that exists in Old World. So players were very much, well, keeping one another honest with some early skirmish and rapid expansion, but then building up and fighting later. That's a way to play. You could play. There are a variety of settings for the tournament, because we wanted the game to be well, not necessarily streamed, but possible to stream and to commentate live, as we are doing at the moment. We need shorter games, and also there's a lot of games to be played because there are 30 players in the tournament currently. So so to encourage that, the settings go for quicker play, smaller maps, and yes, it's very much about timing, because the best way to not lose is to win. So to gain a definite advantage over your opponent, and that's very much short term. It's very much about the speed at which you do that. So I'm not sure why this style buying is about, but I'm happy that he bought those tiles anyway, and will maybe have a chance to make a conscious decision to either be on colonies and use it, or switch his laws. Still on colonies for now, so he's not done. Okay, Rams are streaming toward the front. Not super quickly, but they are. I'm not sure what the Flatland mine is about, or the Flatland quarry. I mean, I get the argument that a Flatland quarry is better than no quarry, but when you have mountainside quarries around, here, or here, or here, or here, not too far, then I don't know, for the 5% adjacency on the marble tile, if that's the reason, then don't do that. And the mine is, well, I assume it's a misclick, that they wanted it to be a quarry to boost both tiles, but you're getting misled by adjacency bonuses if that's the reasoning. Just get a quarry here, it's better. Get the stone cutter if what you want is the civics. This city can get them very quickly. You just pump festivals, the forum one in the meantime, and get your stone cutter. It's like 1 turn, super efficient. You'll get more stone, you'll get more civics. Quarries adjacent to marble in the ring will both, yeah, well, that's 5 quarries. That's 6 quarries. So sure, it's additional civics, but the stone cutter is worth more. Then get your stone cutter instead of an officer. That will speed up the officer. I disagree. So I completely get the idea of getting more civics and even more stone, but the way to do that is get good quarries and stone cutters on your marble tiles. All right, a bit more undecisive movement. Finally, another elephant will be done in 2 turns. Judaism is about to get founded as soon as it's Carthage turn, I believe. Oh, it was founded in the interturn, and we'll get assigned a city, or do we already have a Jewish holy city on the map? Yes, indeed, it is Karlis, the statesman seat. So additional civics for the statesman seat, always welcome. Well, this time with his opinion, so everyone is pleased, and the Barcids are friendly. Whereas on the Assyria side, well, the Tudi are upset, the Adasi are cautious, and the Sagonid are pleased. Yeah, nothing very much, a little bit of low intensity fighting continued there. Rams are staying at Carré, so okay. Settler and production in Erbil. Wonder if it's for the backline or to move forward at one point, settle the goal side maybe, since they are in an alliance. chopping. Getting the elephants online. Good, good. He hasn't adopted the religion. Might be going for a disciple after his treasury. We'll see next turn. He's not doing much at all with his zealots, I must say. Oh, it's an eloquent zealot, no less. They became eloquent and Eclair. Bonus against generals in combat. Alright, send these guys forward now that they are not needed in the backline anymore. Upgrade this guy to his last level. Yeah, starts religion available for Carthage, indeed. But they have not clicked it yet. Oh, they might be just in time for citizenship. 2 years, 3 years for the legacy. Well, citizenship for legal code. Sorry, I believe this is an ambition to get legal code. Yes. And this one I do not understand. Yeah, I don't know. They have to get 2 things. But I don't know what they are. Alright, another African elephant will be done. 10 citizens, no less. I won't volunteer and spend all that on elephants. Going for legal code would be a reason not to not adopt Judaism. Yes, indeed. Indeed, indeed. It would be sad to just meet the deadline and not have the civics. Oh, he's moving against his opponent. I'm sorry. Alright. Pushing people around and listing a slinger. Of all people. Alright, so he's feeling twitchy. Good. Spend the orders, kill this guy. And by spend the orders, I mean buy the orders. Alright, action. Absolutely not when I expected it, but action nonetheless. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Move, kill. Nope. The Scythians almost did the job. Spears are gonna hurt, but the zealots surely are going to survive that. Right. Well, some tech picks. I believe he will be reacting now, but the road isn't complete. These guys are isolated, so they are probably doing, well, not much at all. Three. Oh, not enough. Maybe an archer can be rushed forward. No, not with that training, it can't. The slinger, is it in reach? No, it's not. This elephant is alive. What are the promotion? Do we have amphibious mounted units? No, we do not. Still, I foresee kill, rout, push this guy out of fortification, then kill him with something else. A ram and a ballista sitting one city back from the fight. Yes, yes, he's very scattered. He has some units around here in his zone, more or less. Some further back behind, some in the south, and yeah, that's less than ideal. Carthage is doing something similar to some extent, but not as much as Assyria. And yeah, you could have got it to 1 hit point, but not to kill it. Alright, so that's a 2-turn retreat and heal. And elephants are just what you want to push back a fortified unit out of fortification and forests. And the axemen will make mincemeat of these guys, of course. Would you fail an ambition to enlist one extra unit? In this context, probably not. I wouldn't rate a slinger as worth failing an ambition. But he enlisted and still has the civics at the moment. I hope he will push forward. So get this guy back and healed. But he can thrash everything else. So route and well, kill this warrior, then push the spearman out, then finish it with axes. Have his units standing outside so that the ram cannot kill them on urban tiles. Yeah, he sees the ballista, so he could just like kill the ballista as well, which is well, typically a strong moral bro when you're killing a unit that is coming from a bonus card. Yeah, there is a possibility to enlist the ballista, so that's an enlist that's probably worth it. We'll see how he reacts, how he pushes his attack forward, at any rate. Interesting, we are seeing some action. This could have happened 20 turns earlier, and with much stronger strength advantage. But it is happening now. The unit Carthage leader is on is this elephant. Healer, shield bearer, fierce, saddle-born African elephant. And the leader is also a heckler and a zealot with 7 courage, so no less than plus 29% damage, moderated by the negative wisdom that is customary on zealots, so plus 26% strength. A beefy unit, no doubt, and hard to kill as a zealot no matter what. Alright, have you thought about his turn? Will he start immediately? We'll see. So I think actually I wouldn't enlist the ballista, I would just kill this trouble, get rid of the spear that is hampering his unique unit, and yeah, thrash these 3 units and protect with Zoc against the ballista. Unless it can be killed, but I don't think it can be killed without an elephant, so... So essentially use the leader that is strong, standing in a forest, can route, push this guy out, and then finish the axeman and the warrior with the... well, the spearman and the axeman with the... Yeah, I don't get that. So don't use your range, you need to kill this one. This one that can counter-attack you. He's going to avoid the spear and keep getting hit, I think. Alright, so he moved away, healed. Excellent. Kill and panic. Remember, that's the only counter-attack you're taking. And that's moderate, because you're strong. Or you want to route from the other side, maybe? Or he's forgetting that he can route and have multiple attacks with his strongest unit. Because it's worth pushing the spearman out. It won't be on a forest anymore. Alright, so if you're going to enlist this unit, you can see it. And now he's going to route it, but he doesn't have the firepower to finish the spearman anymore. Or maybe with this guy. Yeah, he can. Do it. Yes. Alright. I would have liked the elephant to finish adjacent if they're going to go that way, but this is decent. And your opponent will have to pick his forced march to use his units, because I don't believe he would have the training to do both. No, he won't. Alright, so the Carthage leader is here, in front of the city. And yeah, he spent all his orders. Rush. An additional elephant is coming. And yeah, this is going to be painful for Assyria. Well, it's already painful, really. Yes. Pain. And I wonder if this guy will move in and attack as well. This one surely will. Maybe they'll attack Carthaginian? I don't think so, but I don't know. Needless bloodshed. Really? Oh, that's awesome though. The training is an additional force march. Well, 2 additional force marches. Yeah, the city is getting plinked. They are both at war with the Scythians, so... No, they are not both at war with the Scythians, I'm an idiot. Alright. What's our player opting for? Another festival. What the hell? What is this for? Is it on repeat? No? I don't know. Culture, maybe? Well, I'm not sure. Are we thinking the free camel archer, maybe? Well, this requires careful consideration. I would say probably better to go against the axes. But this is lost really, unless your opponent turns tails and doesn't understand his victory. It's too late to be streaming in siege units at the moment. They need support. They are very fragile against the opposing elephants. So okay, disciple, treasury, battering ram, settler, warrior, festival. So all of your cities should be making military units at this point. Maybe you can afford one exception if you have a long-term insurance plan somewhere, but this is an emergency. You just lost 3 units this turn, 1 last turn. Your opponent is enlisting, so gaining strength. Yeah, this is not doing anything. This is like, yeah, this is meat in the meat grinder. Alright, so he's leaving his siege unit exposed, not attacking with them, but not protecting them either. So, yeah, this might come back to haunt you, my good Seasand. Okay, can make rams in Nimrod. So you click on ram and you rush it. But rams are not really what you need, so yeah, I'm not sure about the unit composition and the choices that were made there. I would try to rotate as quickly as possible towards steel. You want some of your spears to deal with those elephants and to protect your siege units. But you want something else to deal with the axes, and your archers might do part of the job, but axes would probably be good too. Alright, steel disciple, idle, treasury, battering ram about to complete, settler, warrior, so no major deviations. What? Okay, so this is a granary in the middle of nowhere. The mine is to give a bonus to this one. Some of the improvement building I don't understand. So I get that you could get bonus protection on farms, riverside lush tiles. Alright, but then maybe get farms first. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's aiming for there. I would like to see some amphibious promotions on some of these units, and I do not. Yep, no amphibious promotions. There are a couple of slingers in the back. One is an Eagle Eye Marksman, so a pretty strong unit, but you kind of want to keep it for an upgrade, which I assume is the reason you didn't move it forward. Although it could contribute to crushing what's there. Alright, a scout being pushed out of his forest, but still hidden. A sneaky wither. Alright, Judaism has spread and Christianity was founded. So Manichaeism is sure to follow in his opponent's land, I believe. since they do have monasticism. Or maybe we need two Christian cities, so this religion needs to spread first. But since only one of the players has monasticism, this is pretty much a done deal. Monasticism will go to Manichaeism will go to them. Alright, more action. It's 1 second sense where I would click on the order boost. Alright, well, they're looking at the situation. So you should very much prioritize killing units. This guy, for instance. You can route, so you should route. Kill the slinger while you are at it. Oh, I think I'd want the amphibious perk on this guy. Go here and attack from the other side of the river. You are massively melee oriented, so the possibility to attack without malus on from the other side of the river is strong. I'm not sure why he's not starting playing. I hope he's not moving his workers first or something like that. Alright. Stream that elephant forward. This one too. Is he attacking? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, alright. He's killing the warrior. Good. Oh, he picked a promotion. Focus. Alright. I would have really wanted the amphibious, but okay. Amphibious is plus 50% in this scenario, so... Alright. Pling that guy. Yeah, especially if you're going to attack a city that cannot take critical damage. And from the other side of the river. Alright, then your slinger to finish the wire. Or here. So that your elephant provides a bonus to the other elephant, which is led by a commander. Good. Slinger, yes. Alright, that's a decent turn. Heal your elephant, move the other ones forward. Very good. A decent turn. I will leave you for 1 second because I need to go look for a drink. So I will keep you on this screen for a minute. 1 second. And I am back. So we saw the elephant move forward. Excellent. Well, we didn't exactly see them, but they moved forward. Another elephant is in protection. He's right in time. I don't know where the civics is coming from, but he can adopt legal code. I have no idea where that's coming from. Probably a lucky event. I hope it does so, because he's right in time to do that. Clicked on architecture. Okay, long term. The 20 order boost would definitely be great for him, even if that's just one turn of streaming everything forward. And that's much shorter payoff, of course. But architecture it is. Deal with your legacy, my friend. Adopt the law. Nope, too late. Miss the legacy. Alright. Sad. Aside from the rather enthusiastic enlist, there hasn't been anything glaringly wrong. Yeah. Could have been a bit more optimized, but yeah, of course I'm an experienced player, so there's always something to improve. But that was a decent turn, yes. Yeah, these units are not doing much at all. I would like to see the siege units more protected. They are very fragile. They could all be routed through quite decisively by his opponent's unit. He's not going to deal with that with, well, I don't know, maybe that could work. But a double force march, so he's not in range. He could get an additional road. But that's very fragile. So it's probably not going to identify that, if I have to guess. But yeah, the road needs to go to the front line, or it's not enough. Okay, council, treasury. Council? Really? Alright, twice in a row. Well, he wants the training, I assume, but this city is not producing much training anyway, so... Right, and a granary, that's true. Yeah, I was expecting garrison and stronghold, but that's not happening. Still festival on the soon-to-be front line. A big raid of Numidians has been triggered, so he's going to get trouble in his south as well. The Gauls will defend him a little bit, but yeah, the horde is riding in for sure. The ride of the Valkyries of some kind. Oh, and he's desperately sending some Gauls upward, but that's not going to do much. But yeah, the Gauls intercepting the Numidians in the forest should make some entertainment for us. But he's lost 7 units, and this is done, pretty much. Yeah. Only peace on the other side, so no, they raid. They have too many units, so they are going to raid. Probably there's another one coming in the not too distant future from this spot. And they're definitely coming for him because Carthage is still at peace with the Scythians, so... Oh, this worker was done already, so couldn't come on the road. I misread that. yeah, there are sounds of despair in Assyria. Undoubtedly, that thing should spit a new raid every couple of turns. Yeah, more or less. Not too far from that, I expect. A spearman is coming to the side. A tsunami, I assume. Just damaged his warrior here, so they cannot directly upgrade to spear. Unfortunate. Yeah, military score is taking a dip, and we are going to see that deepen next turn. Resource protection, science, so yeah, Assyria is racing forward now. But that's not all the game, science. So it needs to convert at one point into might, because might converts into survival. And the winner is always the last man standing, of course. He's not repairing his city either, so he's already given up on it, I believe. Or maybe he forgot. If I were Carthage, the Seasand takes the city so they become organized. You're just mean, Cyan. Yeah, and the Scythian could probably take it, but maybe the raiders would. Yeah. If I'm guessing, he's probably going to save his elephant as a top priority, which is, well, not absurd, especially if he's going to spend 8 years producing each one of them. He has 2 coming up. Sorry, another bio break. Alright. Physiology has to be accommodated. I'm not going to read that one, scientific. But probably, yeah. Alright. So, let me have a drink. And since we are waiting for players, I will tell you what I was doing right before the stream. And I was preparing some five spice chicken, which is a great recipe. So you cut your chicken into little portions, and you set it to marinate with some lime juice, lime zest, crushed ginger and garlic, some 5 spices, of course, a spice mix from China, I believe, which I enjoy very much, and a little bit of soy sauce, and you put it to marinate for about 3 hours, which should be around the stream length. And then you fry it by a little portion in a wok, and you can add small white onions minced, and well, Chinese cabbage, I think is the recommended vegetable, but I use bok choy myself. Bok choy, sorry, another variety of well, cabbage-like vegetable from China, which I enjoy more personally, and coriander in leaves in a profuse amount in my case, and that is a very enjoyable dinner. My God, how long are 3 minutes? I mean, the Scythians could do it, but I don't know. It would become well. They couldn't kill the archer, so they're not quite there. That slinger is a missed 50 stone, and not repairing is letting your opponent get the city that little bit sooner. They have plans for shrines in the middle of nowhere. I will assume this is some form of misclick. And we are seeing trappers. Well, walkers, but you have enough walkers, you cannot use them already. So you want to ride a walker, you have one here. Axemen, okay. That's council. More fishers. Well, you want military units, my friend. The Axemen served you well, and you might get a few more. For sure. And a 9-turn Axeman is more useful than a 5-turn fisher at the moment. And go to serfdom. I don't know how to say that. Alright. Maybe we'll see the turnover. And go back to Carthage. I assume he will prioritize saving his elephant. Going back to heal. With this one as well. And keep hammering the city with the rest of his troops. And kill the slinger, of course. Alright. Carthage is playing. Let us see what happens. Well, not much at all for now. Oh! Oh, maybe the elephant is going to heal the capital. Oh, enlisting an additional archer as well. Alright. Alright, alright. Now kill this slinger. Not the most efficient, but that should work. Alright. Critical hit. That's the Assyrian method applied to Assyrians. Well, one of these days is going to get forced marched. But no, they are on double force march, so this is not reachable. But the walker making a road could still happen. Gaining one crucial extra tile to punish his opponent. Killing the archer, probably getting the zealot elephant in kill range. Yeah, looks like it. Well, that would be minus 8 HP, so minus 4 once halved by the PS effect. So probably not quite getting it in kill range, but with some extra units could be done. Alright. Keep moving your strong units forward. Yes. This one too, please. Alright, there it is. Axeman moving forward. Slinger forgotten, but alright. Players sometimes feel they need to have a garrison, even inside their territory, so I suppose this is the job of this guy. Oh, another Slinger and an Eagle Eye candidate at that. Yeah, War Elephant, right, that's the title of this song. A great song it is. He's still making 1, 2, 3 military units in his territory, an additional scout, 4 military units. Alright, so that's about half his cities? Less than half his cities producing military units in the middle of a hot war. So that was a particularly clean attack by Carthage. I believe they haven't lost a single unit, or maybe only one Slinger early on. Alright, and the raiders are still streaming forward, as well as these raiders. So the horde is coming indeed. And the Gauls are interfering. Another raid is already brewing, with 3 units converting to raiders around the Numidian site. So this is not going to relent very soon. Spearman will be quite efficient at dealing with it, but it's still a single spearman at the moment. This guy hasn't healed, so cannot yet upgrade to another spear. And he's making a nice line of of siege units to be routed. So maybe this will intimidate his opponent, but intimidation is the only form of defense they have at the moment. This is extremely vulnerable to a mounted unit coming and killing everyone. Especially a zealot mounted unit that can go further. So I'm not sure where he's spending his orders at the moment. Going for a poet in Nineveh? Talk about a sense of timing. You're going to go strong next turn. Is that for what? Well, I'm not sure about that. Still a festival. Second council, that was queued. I'm not sure why to wait for the citizen. I would have gone for a festival then. Yeah. A treasury again, yeah. Fisidal, settler, warrior. Yeah, I guess our players are not very used to what it means when you lose 6 units and a city, and your opponent is showing units you don't know how to kill. I when you kill them normally, right, by bringing them to 0 HP. But axes are very hard to deal with at the moment. Sure, if he catches them in the open place with his rams and ballistas, he could do a carnage. Um, but there are elephants everywhere, and you can see that. You can see more coming to the front line. He hasn't killed any yet. Through his scouts here, he could spot this one coming, this one too. He sees this one, the one at Ashura itself. So he's mounting another defense in Nimrod and trying to defend both cities with his siege units, but siege should really be behind, protected by spears in particular against mounted units. So where is the Carthage camel? Let me find it. I believe it's still far in the back. Yeah, not quite at Sika, but it has barely moved forward. It could get much closer. Not that there are great arid tile or that he has shown any mounted units to be worried about, but it could be clutch. It's a highly mobile unit, and just for that, highly mobile on range is of course quite valuable, as any Egyptian player will tell you happily. Yeah, more axes in the back. Yeah, so there's no shortage of unit moving that could move forward as in Carthage. And Assyria is now seeing Carthage as stronger, so the military score is quite lopsided now. Science is growing for Assyria, but it's not going to save him. He's going for citizenship, that's going to do precisely nothing. Although, to be fair, architecture is going to do precisely nothing for Carthage. Unless they are going to a game 3 and for Wonderfest or something like that for a third session. And apparently they are. They are talking about saving in 2 turns, so this is going to get adjourned. Let's see what happens in these last 2 turns. Alright, he's streaming goals to the south and managed to kill a raider. So goals in forest are scary, of course, although these ones are ranged, so not the best counters to those melee units. I'm pretty sure this game is over as well, but they are not... Our players are not seeing that yet. Carthage hasn't... Assyria hasn't surrendered. And Carthage doesn't seem to be pressing for it right now. I assume they will want to regroup and heal their units and all that, which is only sensible. You're still charging into ballistas and rams after all. But we'll see if he... I don't think we'll reach a decisive stage in 2 turns. Or at least it doesn't look like it. If they didn't identify it as decisive earlier, they probably won't in 1 more turn. Yeah, CAD with Stompy Boys. Sure. We could see a devastating route with like you move with your axemen. It doesn't matter if all of this is dead. So axes, another axe. You have plenty of training to do it. The elephant itself, and your zealot can kill, enlist, get a ram in the middle. You lose an elephant, but so what? I'll just kill it with this one, maybe. It should work too. It's just not the right units to oppose what's showing on Carthage side. Ah yes, you cannot rely on crits. Build your own route chain. Yes, also you can do that with panic. Sure. a fun game to play as well. Elephants are pretty cool. You could make elephants here instead of council though. Clook. Clook. You'll rush it when you can. Alright. Yeah, okay, so recuperating with these African elephants indeed. Moving another one to support forward. And it's fortifying. Not entirely expected, but okay. Okay, so he's grouping a pack of 4 elephants at Tingis, leaving one in support behind Asrur. Still standing on urban tiles, I'm not sure I love that. And I would like an elephant on Asrur itself, just because it's not infantry and doesn't get 100%ed by ballistas. Okay, scouts. Alright, alright. Axeman, Axeman, Axeman. Walker. Council, Council, Elephant. Treasury, Council. Elephants, my man. You improved the tile just for it. If you have a walker of the right family around, use it. Alright, back to Assyria. I can get over the poet in Assyria. Oh, I think Carthage is typing during their opponent's turn, which is the way to type if you're going to. Other than while your timer is counting. Gorgias 3k food, yes, he's rich. He could do a lot more. Oh, he's recruiting goals just to be unpleasant. Yeah, alright. It seems harassment is somewhat contained in Kahat. With the spearman, the help of the goals, the additional wire that I would have liked to see upgraded to a spear if you're going to fight Numidians. Another raid is coming though, so... And he doesn't see it, so he might forget to heal his spear and lose it, or move away with his units and get harassed. We'll see. But he's dedicating quite a few orders to dealing with this situation, moving goals around and his own units. Low-level harassment is coming in the north as well. Well, he's well set up to deal with it, with his archers protected by garrisons and strongholds. He's roading toward his enemy. And who knows, maybe we'll get a chance to just fast forward a ram into old Asher and do damage that way. Yeah, well, the raid is progressing from Carthage. Well, we know that 3 more units are coming, but they are a bit far away, not yet. A straight shot to the capital on those plains. What do you mean? Here? From Carthage perspective? He doesn't even need to stay north. I'm not sure who you mean. Yeah, definitely the road going up here. Carry on then on what? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Well, he's a bit gun shy at the moment. I understand the desire to rest and regroup with his units. I'm wondering if this has a chance to happen. If Cycle4x will get a read on that maybe rams are incoming at one point. This is a... yeah, okay, so I don't know what's the reasoning there. If you're going to use a ram, you should just march it at this point, I think. Or a ballista. Rather than make a road over hills that your opponent will be able to use as well. So sure, it's not as valuable with these units as with siege units, but it's still pretty valuable. And your opponent's mounted unit would devastate your siege. So, but I'm not sure if players will identify what each other is doing with their long plans and whatever. So we might well get surprised. My guess, yes, with that scout. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what comes. But Carthage still, well, yeah, it shows us stronger now. He's going for the holy site in Arafah. And he's assigned his diplomat leader with its 11 charisma and its 46 defense bonus on a ram. And let me check how it would fare against his enemy's unit. Not well, even with the 11 charisma and everything. That's just siege against mounted melee. That's you're playing right into the counter there. So you want spears to deal with the elephants, and you want, I don't know, probably axes of your own and more ranged units. But it will be very hard to do something decisive with those rams. Oh, and he rushed the poet. Alright. My my sense of priority doesn't quite align with our players, but they are rushing something at least. So there is some urgency. Alright, 15 seconds. With one order left to spend, I don't think anything decisive will happen. Alright, back to Carthage. Last turn before city capture. He's not seeing these two walkers, so... But an elephant would be a nasty surprise. It's not like an elephant in the open has much to fear from a ram or a ballista. So that would put an end to his opponent's plans. Well, I suppose he could attack into the urban tile from here, but... yeah. There are options. From the Carthaginian side, definitely. Oh, he gained some discipline. So more scouts and trappers and an additional trapper once again. Why? Could make elephants. I'm sure you realize they've been good to you, right? Once again, if you want the orders, just pick serfdom. You can, you have enough civics to do that. And at any rate, if he doesn't... well, he will see at the end of the turn. The city will be his. He will have vision over this area granted by the city, so that will be quite enough to help him see what's coming. Sorry, you should have muted. The camel is coming. And the Geste from the goals. Bonus on forest. Pole arm against mounted units. Oh, he's slipping his units. I don't like it. I'm not sure what's he doing. Picking promotions, maybe? Alright, moving behind the river. In preparation for the end of the session, I suppose. Positioning defensively. His opponent is getting harassed by the Scythians. Damaging walkers. And yeah, since the session will end at the end of Carthage turn, so turn 80, we'll see Assur being conquered. Oh, he wants to ram into the city, maybe? Let's see if something happens. But as less experienced players, typically they are a bit shy about attacking, so they might want to finish their road and do more. So before, meaning that it will be late to take the city, unless they can march a pair of rams, in which case they could still. They would lose it to an elephant right after, but they would still delay the city capture at least. But that's all of his training spent into forced marches. We could minimize the cost by getting a few extra roads, but it seems they are spending orders dealing with those guys. Yes, so that's probably not happening. Spearman was rushed in Nisibis. I wonder if he's going to deal with this guy. Could easily with his units standing around. Okay, move this ballista back, so that's good. It's a lot less vulnerable now in a city and with a zealot general assigned. His rams are still quite vulnerable, but showing spears around is better deterrence against his opponent's long-range strike force. Not sure what he's doing, if anything, with his walkers. Nothing yet. Oh, he's probably looking to field an 8th general to complete his ambition. Cannot be done on a champion's unit, and that's all his units, so he's waiting for this archer to complete. I assume, anyway. These guys already have generals. Okay, walkers moving back. And this one hasn't done anything. Yet, anyway. Alright, attack, attack. Okay. Got the crit, the culture in Nimrod, and 2 additional orders as here. 25 seconds to decide what to do with them. And he's getting fishers. Alright, turn is about to go back to Carthage and Cycle4x. And there we are. Ashur has changed hands and is officially a Carthaginian city now. And after he plays his turn, I believe the players are going to adjourn to a 3rd session for this game. He's very diligent in bringing a road to Ashur right away. So good on him. So he got his trapper to expand his territory and gain the gems. Still making trappers, some tiles to repair in the back. Alright, assigning Ashur to one of his families. Which one, I wonder? I would imagine the Barsid just to make them happy. No, the traders. Okay. Traders then. More camels, maybe? Alright, he has a settler around here. Alright, what happened? An elephant got a general assigned, I believe? Yes. Camels moving forward. Alright, consolidating. Oh, he captured good archers as well. Eagle Eye with an option on marksman. And gaining focus unit because he's capturing Assyrians as well. And Sentinel. Okay, he wants to improve his Barcid opinions. Oh, so that's why the reason for the trapper here. Okay, I get that. He already had fur before, but that's a bit more. He wants salt now. Salt is here. Colonies, mine. And miners. Although I'm hesitant to encourage our players to get more specialists, and especially rural specialists, but if it's a favorite resource of your military family, it's probably worth it. And there are 4 cities, so that's a plus 40 opinion just like that. And then the plus 20 for the luxury itself, of course. Probably worth influencing this old fart even at 62. Oh, he's working on the oligarch because that's the worst opinion he has, and that's defensible, but most of his units are from his military family, so that should be the higher priority to remove this 5% combat malus. And he opted for marksman indeed. All right. Communicating to our players so that they keep me informed when the session ends. Yeah, well, I probably need English to be able to save something. Right, a little bit of salt to be expected. And alright, that will bring this second session, I understand, of this game to its conclusion. So I'm waiting for confirmation from our player that the game is saved and ready to be left. And I will be closing out the stream, so that will be all for tonight. So we saw Carthage, well, ignore a strong advantage they had earlier, which was probably hard to identify for our players regarding unit composition and what they had on the board. But despite letting that advantage slip and then push the attack earlier, they did attack out of the blue, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't gather that they were going to strike, and strike a very strong blow, killing several units, taking a city, and so we are done for today with exciting developments in this game. So with that, I will end the stream now. So thank you all for joining, and well, see you soon for more Old World, and notably some more duels.